Hi, what we've got here is the Paslode Framemaster nailing tool. What we're going to demonstrate is how to clean and service this gun. What we need is degreaser, oil, a screwdriver, an Allen key and a nice clean rag. To get started, we first got to disarm the tool. Next step is to pull out the filter. We now want to remove the two front screws near the front probe of the tool. Then we remove the four back screws that hold the head cap on. What we do now is separate the main handle and fan motor from the main combustion part of the tool. We do that by putting it upside down on the table, lifting the front of the tool up and simply sliding the fan and handle away. What we work on first is the motor part of the tool. We get our degreaser, make sure we give the degreaser a very good shake. We spray the degreaser onto the back of the fan motor, around the O-rings. Then we get a nice clean rag and we just gently dab around the fan blades and around the metal O-rings. You then get the main combustion head part of the tool, getting a screwdriver and using the plastic handle end of it, you push down on the center of it, holding the tool on an angle so all the degreaser debris will come out the back of the tool. You lightly spray it until the degreaser starts to come out the back of the tool. Dab inside the tool, getting rid of any of the particles that might still be in there. You can also spray the degreaser around the front half of the tool and around the fans or fins. Sit the parts to one side, leaving them for at least 30 seconds to a minute for the degreaser to totally evaporate off before we start oiling it. We then pick up the air filter, checking it for any holes and defects. We're now going to oil the back of the tool. We're putting one drop of oil around the base of the fan stalk, and we're just putting a few drops of oil around the metal O-rings and working it in with our fingers. If you've got slightly older versions of the tool, they will have a rubber O-ring. To remove that rubber O-ring, you gently push it to the front and you pull the ring out. You do not want to stretch the ring at all. And then I get a nice clean cloth and I dab it dry. You do not want to stretch or damage the O-ring at all. Put about 4 drops of oil where the O-ring goes. Bring your O-ring up and without stretching it, you push it back into the groove. You put a few more drops of oil around the outside of the O-ring. And then you just move it around with your fingers so the O-ring's all nice and lubricated and moving free inside that groove. We then get the main combustion chamber of the tool. Pressing down on the nose, you spray about 4 drops of oil around the top part of the tool. And you drop about 4 drops of oil around the inside chamber of the gun. Then getting your finger, you push on the driver blade till the main chamber of the tool comes up. And getting your plastic handled screwdriver, you push down. You do this about 3 or 4 or 5 times. When you've done this, you push the striker blade right to the very top and it's ready to reassemble. Sliding the fan motor into the back of the tool, being very careful not to hit those fan blades. We then lift the tool up and we push down on the nose, watching the metal spikes come out past the O-ring and make sure that the metal spikes do not connect with the O-ring. Okay, that's the oil and degreasing completed. We should do this about every 30,000 nails or every 10 boxes or after one major house job. Let's give it a test fire. And she's all ready to go. Now let's go do some real work.